The big news this morning, it looks like Microsoft has purchased Zenimax Studios, which includes Bethesda, the makers of Fallout and the Elder Scrolls and soon to be Starfield. And Zenimax also includes Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, Doom, and a bunch of other games. And this video is about specifically the details that they've released about this. There isn't a whole lot of info yet specifically about it, but those details, some information from Todd Howard, Phil Spencer, and some of my reactions and thoughts on what's going to go on with that. So let's dig in right here. So on the Bethesda website, Bethesda.net, there is an article that's up, and you can see it behind me here, why Microsoft is the perfect fit. Today we announced we're joining the Microsoft family. So clearly they are being purchased. This article right here goes into, hey, if you haven't checked out and read what Phil Spencer and Todd Howard shared in their post this morning, be sure to check them out. And then it talks about the relationship between the two studios and why they're going to be doing the change. And this post right here is very much marketing mumbo jumbo. This is, I mean, it's a fair and legit post, but it doesn't really tell us very much. It's, hey, this is a good choice. This is going to be good for both of our companies. It's going to help us make better games and bring more stuff for you guys. And yay, rah, 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 right? Typical marketing stuff without a whole lot of details. So let's jump into Todd Howard's perspective on this. So this is the article from Todd. Todd Howard on joining Xbox. I have had the pleasure of working with and partnering with many of the best gaming and tech companies in the world, but our longest and closest partner during my career has been Microsoft. He goes into some details here about what happened, and we're going back 17, 18 years while they were developing Morrowind, Elder Scrolls Morrowind, and the original Xbox was coming out. And then he talks about partnering with Microsoft in order to release Oblivion, which was a big release title with the Xbox 360, and some of the relationship with them since then. He then goes on and adds a little bit more detail about some of the specifics beyond just what it was like to work with them and the fact that their two companies have worked well together and they've been in sync. He says here, I can't think of a better group of people to do that with than those on Xbox. We have a friendship that goes back to those original days, from Phil to his senior leaders to developer support. They just don't talk about putting players first. They're passionately live it. Again, sounds like this has been crafted by the marketing team. So this is mostly about their relationship and how they've worked well together and those types of things. So from Bethesda's side and from Zenimax's side, this seems like, again, a lot of marketing information, a lot of cheerleading saying, hey, this is a good idea, and we're happy to do it. So from their perspective, this leads me to believe that this was a financial thing that made sense for them, that Microsoft probably came to them with a financial offer, something that they were willing to negotiate, and justifications around how and where and what they're going to do to release their games and how Microsoft will promote those games. That seemed like a beneficial thing for them as a publisher and for their studios specifically, and would make sense for them in the long run. So that makes sense. Businesses are always buying other businesses, and if they see benefit in the sale and the money they'll make from it and the opportunities that opens up, then oftentimes the business that's being purchased will make those choices. The other thing here is that Zenimax is owned by a board of directors. This isn't just Todd Howard making this decision. This is a board of directors who are looking at the bottom line. And if by making this decision, that board of directors will increase their value in the company, then this is going to be the decision they go with, because a board of directors, most of the time, their primary goal is to make profit. So from Bethesda's side and Zenimax's side, this has some justification. Now let's look at the Xbox side of the equation here. So Phil Spencer put out a notification about this, welcoming the talented teams and beloved game franchises of Bethesda to Xbox. Critically acclaimed creators of The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, Dishonored, Quake, Starfield, and more join Team Xbox. Today is a special day as we welcome some of the most accomplished studios in the game industry to Xbox. We are thrilled to announce Microsoft has entered into an agreement to acquire Zenimax Media, parent company of Bethesda Studios. And again, into their background, some of the things that they've worked on in the past together, putting out the Elder Scrolls games on Xbox platforms. And of course, these games didn't only come out on Xbox platforms, but for a while, they were kind of this lead platform, especially during the Xbox 360 generation. And then there's some more information below. Like us, Bethesda are passionate believers in building a diverse array of creative experiences and exploring new game franchises and telling stories in bold ways. All of their work will, of course, continue and grow, and we look forward to empowering them with the resources and support of Microsoft to scale their creative visions to more players in more ways for you. No specifics. Rah, rah, rah. We're going to be working together. We're excited about it. Again, it's probably fine. There's nothing here that's any red flags. All of our work and the foundation of our relationship with you starts with a commitment to deliver a breadth of games, blah, 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 blah. Let's be excited and join them to the team. So again, no very specific details from the Xbox side of the equation. This is all marketing mumbo jumbo. So in order to understand what they're doing and why they're doing it, we need to take a look at the video game landscape. We have the new Xboxes coming out. We have the new PlayStations coming out. And of course, we have graphics cards and all those things coming out for PC. We also know that Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online over just the last few months have shown up on the Xbox Game Pass. And there was some speculation around this as to, well, this was a desperate thing in order to get new players into those platforms. And that may have been part of the consideration, although Fallout 76 has been improving and they have been releasing new patches, and each of the new patches has included improvements that the community has absolutely loved. And they've been bringing more people back into that game because it got such bad publicity at the beginning, and it's now doing better. Elder Scrolls Online has been doing awesome. They have grown every time they've released a new expansion. The Year of Skyrim, Greymoor, all of that stuff brought new players into the game. So I don't believe that was hey, we're shedding players and we need to bring more people into these MMO style games. That was probably a test platform for working with Microsoft in negotiating some of these deals to see how that worked. It was probably also a way for Microsoft to see how their audiences would react to the Bethesda properties if they show up in the Xbox service. Now, we know from Xbox that they are moving more into a live service, having a Netflix of games kind of thing going on, where you can pay a monthly fee and you can get access to all of this growing catalog of games. And eventually you won't ever even have to download them to your system. You can just play them online, and all of that stuff will just work. It just works. So that's the direction they're going. In order to do that as best they can, there's one thing they are missing when it comes to competition with PlayStation. PlayStation is known for their first-party titles. They are doing things and have had successes with their first-party titles in ways that Microsoft hasn't. God of War, The Last of Us, the list goes on and on and on. There are games that they're putting out there. Horizon Zero Dawn, the expansions and the updates and sequels to those games. So Microsoft, in the one place that they've severely been lacking is in their first party titles. Halo hasn't had a release in years. It has a new one coming out. The Gears franchise is aging, hasn't done as well as it has in the past. And outside of those, they don't really have any heavy hitting, knock it out of the park kinds of titles that have done an amazing job for them. So pulling in a company like Bethesda that's publishing games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls and eventually Starfield, which hopefully is coming out in the next year or two, could be a big play for them. I think that is the main focus of what they're doing here, is they're bringing in publishers who have a track record of making good games in a way that they can now associate with the Microsoft platform put on their platform. Now, this raises the question, does this mean that these games won't be releasing for PlayStation? I have a feeling that's not the case, because it would reduce the player count for these games. And many of these games already are on PlayStation. Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, the games, Doom Eternal, the games that people are currently playing now are out on PlayStation. And we know that some of the future games that they're working on are also already committed to be on PlayStation. The sense here, though, is that you will probably get early releases for Xbox, and you will probably get Xbox kinds of content for them specific to that platform, because that's what companies like this do. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but if in the long run this means that Starfield is going to be better, that maybe they can release Elder Scrolls 6 sooner, and that they can keep on working on these games that we love and these IPs that we love, then maybe this is a good thing. We're just going to have to wait and see how this shakes out. So those are my thoughts. If you've enjoyed the video at all, then please like and share, and think about subscribing to the channel. I do videos and podcasts about all sorts of things, including Fallout and Elder Scrolls and Cyberpunk. And so check out the channel. I think you'll like what I've got. All right. Talk to you guys later.